BarbacoaCore.
Podcast. I am your host, Patrick Huerta. Today is August 10th, Monday, August 10th, 2020. Hopefully you're having a good day. Truth be told, I'm actually recording this on Saturday, August 8th, but releasing it on Monday, August 10th. And yeah, if this isn't your first time listening to the BarbacoaCore Podcast, thank you for checking out the pod. I just want to explain a little bit about what's going on now from here on out. New format, new music, if you could tell, and just a new vibe of the whole pod. It's going to be just me, just doing solo podcast, just because with everything going on right now, I'm not really bringing in guests to sit down and do the old style BarbacoaCore podcast type of episodes. It's different. Now it's just going to be me, shorter episodes, just going on little stuff, catching up with what's going on, little things that just want to talk about here and there. Yeah, if there's anything going on, this is where I will be promoting that as well. And yeah, new format, new energy, new vibe. Hopefully you dig it. I'm kind of having fun with it. And that's the whole point of it, just to have fun with it. I do want to say thank you, and I appreciate all the past guests that I have had on the pod before. Most of them comedians, but I have had some other awesome guests. All my guests were awesome, and I do appreciate their time, them coming in and sitting down to do the pod with me. So I want to say thank you to all of them, and support anybody who has been on the podcast before, and I do appreciate that as well. 5-star reviews. If you're a person that does reviews, I know iTunes does the 5-star. I don't know if any of the other platforms do any type of ratings and stuff. But like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do appreciate it. Any support that you give to the podcast is very much appreciated. So yeah, with those 5 stars, the iTunes reviews, I do read and count shapes. So if I see 5 stars, that will make me very happy, and I will appreciate that. I don't really know how that works with the algorithm and the positives, negatives, all that good stuff. But I know on all the other podcasts that I listen to, they always ask their listeners to do a 5-star review. And so I figured, let me ask whoever listens to this to do that 5-star review. And because I think that's just what we do now, I guess, just ask people to support us. Yes, you're listening, but I need you to do one more thing for me, please. And that is to go give me stars on your iTunes applications. I do have a comedy show announcement. It's not my show. It's just a show that I am part of. It's awesome. I like getting asked to do comedy shows. I always say yes, and I pretty much just hope for the best. Hopefully it's a good show. So I'm looking forward to this one. This next one's going to be a comedy showcase at The Well, and The Well is off UTSA Boulevard. So it's going to be an outdoor show, social distancing show, and that's going to be August 13th, Thursday, August 13th. Doors are at 7. Show's going to be at 8. A bunch of heavy hitters. I'm very stoked to be part of the show. The Eventbrite link is on my website, BarbacoaCore.com. Again, it's not my show. I'm just trying to make the Eventbrite link as available as possible. So I just threw the information on my website. So this will be a limited seating, social distancing show, outdoor show, Thursday, August 13th, at The Well on UTSA Boulevard. I don't think I've done an outdoor show before, you know. I don't think so. Usually the preference for comedy shows, my preference before was like small, intimate, dark rooms where everybody's kind of like cramped in and stuff. That was the vibe, That's how that's the energy that you want. You want it to be intimate. You want it to be dark. You want people to be in a basement somewhere, and that was the vibe that you wanted to perform in. And then all this shit happened, and you're just like, can we take this shit outside? Can we separate people, put them in little bubbles, 6 feet apart, put the group 6 feet apart. Can we not use the same mic? Can we not put the mics down our pants anymore? Can we not put the whole head of the mic in our mouths? All that good stuff. I mean, it's all in the name of comedy. I've seen people do a lot of fucked up shit. Not fucked up shit. Just they use the mic as a prop. The mic is your tool. It is your prop. And some people, they use that as part of their jokes. I haven't worked it into my routine yet. I'm not opposed to it. When it happens, it will happen. And it might not be funny the first few times, but I will work at making use of the mic as a prop, whether it be, my penis or another penis or something. What else would a mic be? I don't know. What am I talking about? So yeah, come out to the show on that. I went on a tangent just thinking of things I could do with a microphone. And I have no imagination when it comes to stuff like that, so I'm like, put it in my mouth, put it in my butt. I'm done. Yeah, so I am doing this thing. I know I've been talking about how fat I've been getting and all this stuff. So I'm doing something about that. Maybe, hopefully, I think so. I think we're doing something. We're doing this intermittent fasting. So it's just like it's like a dietary routine. We're not cutting anything out from our diets. We're not doing sugars. The sugars are really bad for me. Being pre-diabetic and all that stuff. I shouldn't be fucking with sugars as much as I do. So we're doing 16 off and 8 on. So we get to eat whatever for 8 hours and stuff. So we are a week in doing that. I say we because it's me and my wife. We're doing that, and it's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. I don't think drinking is good for that. Like you shouldn't use any of that 8 hours to drink. But I'm gonna do what I do. So I am currently drinking whiskey. It is very delicious, and I think that's how I'm gonna end my 8 hours. I had a sandwich earlier. That was my brunch. Jimmy John's, shout out. Very good. And because my wife likes that gourmet shit, I don't know. But so currently I am drinking whiskey, bullet whiskey, double on the rocks, and it is delicious. I usually drink it straight just because that's how I like my whiskey. I usually shoot it. I'm not a sipper. But I was like, oh man, it's hot out, let's put this bitch on ice and let's sip it. And it's working out very well for me. I'm pretty much enjoying that stuff. But yeah, currently doing the intermittent fasting, and that's every day. We got to do that every day. 8 hours to eat, 16 hours to not eat. Just drink all the water you want, all that good stuff. And so yeah, that's working out for me so far, for us so far, and officially 1 week into it. I do have a lot of alone time now, because my wife got a promotion at work. She's making money. So now she's working nights and I'm here by myself. So I was like, let's do a podcast. A lot more time, not downtime, but I just time to myself to try to do things that I wouldn't normally do when my wife was here. And that sounds so fucking weird. Just get stuff done, I watch stuff that like she wouldn't want to watch. We have different tastes in movies. She likes, rom-coms and all that stuff, and I like pornography. That's not true. But, I mean, that is true. But I don't know. There's just one thing. I listened to a buddy of mine. I met him through comedy, through the comedy open mics. I mean, he's an online homie for sure. I mean, we've seen each other around at the open mics, at Jokesters open mics. But he and a buddy of his does a podcast called On Wax, right? And I hope he doesn't mind me talking about this. He did a segment. They did a segment on his pod about it. But I just thought it was funny. And what happened was, and I don't have all the details, so I mean, like, just I'm gonna work with whatever I do know. But apparently, they did an episode, and it doesn't matter what the subject was, but they got some feedback. I guess it was one of those iTunes comments that I asked people to write and review. It was one of those reviews saying that they should not speak about stuff that they have no idea about and take advantage of their platform. First off, I mean, it is their platform to say whatever they want, you know. They are not doctors. I don't think they're doctors, but they're not giving out any type of medical, financial, other advice. Their podcast is on social topics, hot topics, current events, sports, stuff like that. Podcasts are just opinions. Podcasts are pretty much there for your entertainment only. It is not something that anybody should take seriously. Should be offended by. If you don't like what they say, if you don't agree with what somebody says, just don't listen to it. Don't tell somebody that they're taking advantage of their platform. You know, they're taking their platform for granted and all that shit. It is their platform. They could do whatever they want, you know. So they were talking about that, and they were sincerely apologizing, which I don't agree with. You know, you say whatever you want to say. You know, if somebody gets offended, all we're trying to do for the most part is we're just trying to find the funny in the stuff that we say. We're not trying to, for the most part, and I can't speak for anybody else. I'll just speak for myself, but I'm using his show as an example. We're not trying to offend anybody, you know, and we have different opinions, and we don't understand things like everybody else understands things. You can't believe everything that you read. You can't believe everything that you see in the news, but you can take that information, whatever is given to you, and you can form your own opinion. And then you can voice your own opinion on your own podcast, on your own whatever. Newspapers don't have to have facts. Newspapers don't have to say facts. Yelp reviews. There's Yelp reviews everywhere. People could say bogus stuff, untrue stuff. And it's up to the listener, to the receiver, to the person reading it to decide whether or not they want to believe that or not, or whether or not they want to do their own investigation on that. It's just how it is now. You can't tell somebody what they can and can't do. You could tell somebody they're wrong, or you could try to educate them, but you can't say do not take your platform, do not take advantage of your own platform. Because it's his podcast. It is our podcast. It is your podcast. You know what I mean? It is your platform to do with it what you want. And if somebody doesn't like that stuff, and I'm not saying whoever disagreed with it was wrong for writing the review. You can review that stuff. That's just the world that we live in. We are all connected by computers, by our telephones, and that's how we communicate. That's how we get message to each other. So I'm not even saying that the person who wrote the review saying, what I do not agree with is the fact that she said, do not take advantage of your platform. What the hell else is he supposed to do? It's his platform to put on there whatever he wants. So yeah. So I messaged him. I was like, "Dog, you need to put on your pod bio for entertainment purposes only. You know, so nobody gets butthurt about shit." Remember, like all those. I'm a '90s kid, so they had all those 800 numbers, 900 numbers, and all that stuff for psychics, sex lines, all that different stuff. If you call them advice, legal advice, whatever it was, LaToya Jackson had her thing, Miss Cleo, call me now. She had all that stuff, and in little capitalized letters. They're big capitalized letters, but they're in little print, the fine print that's under the number, 800 number. It all says for entertainment purposes only. And I guess that's a liability thing, just to say, whatever we discuss in this phone call is just for entertainment. If I tell you to sell your car, to leave your wife, to move across country, what you do with that information is up to you. I'm just telling you this stuff for your entertainment purposes only. For entertainment purposes only. And that's a liability thing that I guess they had to put in. I don't know when that came to play, but I do remember that stuff. When I first saw that, I was like, because you would see all these, what do you call them? Like the psychic lines, and everybody wants to know what's going to happen. Everyone wants to know what their future holds. Everyone wants to know what the winning lotto numbers are, So I was like, I first saw those. Like, that's amazing. People could just call and get the information that they want, and then they could plan their life around that because it's already in the books. It's already in written. What's gonna happen, and then in small print, right on the very bottom, it says, for entertainment purposes only. Which means none of this matters. None of this is real. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just saying stuff that you may or may not want to hear for your entertainment. So I was like, man, maybe you should put that on your podcast bio, because apparently this person got really upset and they wrote something, and I don't really know all the details about that stuff, but it bugged me that he was apologizing for things that he said. It may have been the wrong information, He's not somebody that, if you get something from him, that's his opinion. And he built that opinion from hearing stuff from the news or from other sources. And he created his own opinion. And then he spoke about his opinion on his podcast. Somebody got upset about it and wrote a bad review, and he apologized about that. I was like, you shouldn't have done that. Again, do whatever you want. It's your platform. I'm not going to say, do not do that. Don't ever apologize on your own platform, because, you can do whatever the fuck he wants. Just from a listener perspective, I just thought it was wrong for him to apologize for anything. He wasn't trying to be offensive. He was just speaking his opinion on whatever he told. I don't know, man. It's for your entertainment purposes only. Dude, I've been really digging the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magik. That has always been one of my favorite all-time records. Top 10 for sure. What I didn't like about it, and it bugs me to this day, and I reminded myself when I got back into it, if you haven't heard Blood Sugar Sex Magik, it came out like in 92, 93. One of the Red Hot Chili Peppers' best albums, in my opinion, best. They kind of fell off for me after that. I wasn't really a big fan of the Peppers after that. But Blood Sugar Sex Magik, god damn it, it had everything. Had a little bit of everything in there, good ballads, salads, whatever. Great. I just could not stand the track listing of it. The track listing from 1 to 12 did not have, I think there was 12 tracks, I don't know, but didn't have a flow. Maybe it was just me. I'm pretty sure it was just me. I mean, a professional, Rick Rubin was a producer of that, and I'm pretty sure he had a say on the track listing of what comes after what and all that stuff. But that really, the track listing of Blood Sugar Sex Magik, has always bothered me, and I forgot how much it bothered me until recently. Because usually if I go to an album, I'll put it on shuffle, because a lot of times I don't trust the track listing. I got to listen to things in a certain order. So I do. I'm a Spotify guy, and now my wife has Spotify because they offer that Spotify Duo, and things are getting kind of serious between us. So I was like, hey, how about you get a Spotify account too? And So now we're a Spotify family. Even though I don't agree with Spotify's ethics, you gotta roll with the times, and anyway, that's neither here nor there. But usually when I listen to an album, I'll listen to it on shuffle mode, and it really bugged me how bad that the Blood Sugar Sex Magik track listing was. It's horrible. Makes no sense. Breaking the Girl is like track 3, and it's too soon. It's too soon to get into something like that. And then they have a couple of tracks that were left off the album. I don't know. I can't think of the title, but whatever track was on the Wayne's World soundtrack was part of the Blood Sugar Sex Magik recording time. Was left off the album for whatever reason. And then Soda Squeeze, which was on the Conehead soundtrack, should have been on that Blood Sugar Sex Magik as well. They should have taken out I Could Have Lied. That song's dog shit. I hate that song. It's whatever. It is what it is. But it shouldn't have been. It just ruined the flow of Blood Sugar Sex Magik. So I wonder if anybody else has like an album that they fucking love. But they just don't vibe with the track listing, and they don't listen to front to back. And there's some albums that are fucking great from start to finish. Great. Dark Side of the Moon, obviously, it linked up with Wizard of Oz, pretty spot on, all that stuff. Deftones White Pony, the original release, fuck the re-release. Yeah, I like back to school track, but it should not open up White Pony. And I fucking hate how Spotify has the re-release track listing instead of the original track listing. Back to School is a single that should be separate from White Pony, but when it starts with the original track listing from front to back, beautiful. Pantera's Great Southern Trendkill, front to back, start to finish, is fucking beautiful. Tool's Anima, fucking beautiful. Some albums get it right. Some albums get their fucking track listing from front to back 100% on board right. It gets to you. What is it? Pinkerton, Weezer's Pinkerton. Great on paper. Respectively, those tracks are good. Track listing wise, the way they listed, can't stand it. Can't fucking stand it. Great album. One of my favorite Weezer albums. Can't stand the track listing the way that it's set up. Stupid. It's so stupid. I don't know if it's my OCD. And I'm all for physical albums, CDs, tapes. I like the physical, the liner notes, all that stuff is good, but it just bugs me sometimes. It could really turn me off from a band or from an album itself, to have a really bad track listing. And Blood Sugar Sex Magik is it pisses me off. It's the worst. Great album, but I should try to redo the track listing myself to see which order would satisfy me more than the order that they chose, because they come in way too hot. What's funny is they have a track called The Greeting, which is like track 10. Should have started off with that, for sure. Give It Away is at the very end, which it's hard to say with Give It Away because it was a hot single. It was the top track, whatever, Billboards or whatever the fuck, hot single of the album, but it's at the bottom. And Breaking the Girl, it just comes in way too soon. Track 3 comes in way too soon. That's a middle track, That's a to catch your breath type of track. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. Good album though. I know a lot of people they don't get my personality. I wouldn't say my personality, but just something I do. I talk shit, and I talk shit to be playful. I talk shit to be fun. I may make fun of something that you really like, and I don't do it to offend you. It's all for fun. It's all for shits and giggles, all that stuff. Recently, I started talking shit about Zoom shows or VR shows. If you follow me on my social medias, Twitter or Instagram at your homie Pat, you will see that I posted something about a VR show, just because that people are trying to take off with that stuff, and that's just so fucking ridiculous to me. It's not. It's just not something that I vibe with. I don't vibe with that virtual reality type of stuff. I really don't vibe with Zoom comedy shows. Podcasting, yeah, hanging out with your buddies on Zoom, it's fucking cool. I dig that. I get that. But just calling that like a comedy show or open mic or whatever, I don't buy into that yet. And maybe I'm gonna have to eventually. It's just part of what's going on now. It's just how the comedy world is now. Everybody's doing Zoom shows, Zoom comedy shows, VR comedy shows, and all that stuff. It's just so fucking ridiculous to me. But I got homies that get down with that stuff. One of my homies, Chris G, he does a lot of Zoom shows. I think he's trying to fuck with the VR stuff, and more power to him. A lot of people have fun with it, and it's all for fun. You're supposed to have fun with it. I don't want to let go of what comedy is to me. I like the live aspect of it. I like the live audience. I like that. That's what makes me feel like I'm doing a comedy show. I think for myself, I would just be too stiff, not having fun with it. And believe me, I do know that I am a hypocrite when it comes to that shit, because I'm like, comedy shows are stupid, VR shows are stupid, and then I'm here talking to myself on a podcast. I get that. It is very hypocritical of me, and I'm not going to argue with it. That's a fact. Are these the same thing though? Is it the same thing though? Maybe. I could argue for and against. Is it the same thing? I don't know. For me personally, I just don't fuck with it yet. Again, this might change in a couple of weeks. It might change in a month or so. If this shit continues into 21, what the fuck am I supposed to do? If live comedy shows just stop altogether and it's all online, and you have to have a VR headset to be in comedy, maybe. I just don't see it happening right now. So that's it, guys, man. That's all I want to do this week. I appreciate you listening to this. Cheers if you're drinking. Enjoy the rest of your week. And remember, I am part of a comedy showcase taking part at The Well on UTSA Boulevard. That's in San Antonio, Texas. August 13th. That's at 8 p.m. Shows at 8 p.m. Get there early. Doors are at 7. Outdoor show, social distancing, all that good stuff. Thank you again for listening. Any information that you need on the podcast, BarbacoaCore.com. Any questions, comments, suggestions, hit me up. My email, BarbacoaCore@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. I'm there. Look me up. Social media at your homie Pat. All right. Check y'all next week. Later.